What is going on, everybody? Francisco Rojas here for The Shift on YouTube. Before I get into this video, go make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Go make sure you watch all of our recent uploads, especially, me and Nick Earnshaw now, again, doing the podcast. We are 3 episodes in. Recently just did our World Baseball Classic preview. There were 2 games. There was a game last night. And there was a game, I think there's still a game going on right now between Chinese Taipei and Panama, I believe. So, look, not all the teams have played yet. You could still go watch our World Baseball Classic preview right now. Would still be a good time to watch that. I'll have the link to that in the description box. And look, that was our last video, so go make sure that you go watch that. It was our, not video, but a podcast that obviously we have in video form as well. So go check that out. So that's that. Let's get on to today's topic at hand. So I've never really done one of these type of videos. Look, I overreact all the time. Like I do. We all overreact, at points. You try to be logical about things, but look, it's spring training, off the World Baseball Classic a little bit. It's still spring training and a lot of fun storylines, but at the same time, look, we're still amped and hyped for regular season, which will be coming in just a couple of weeks. But until then, why not have some fun, man? Why not have some fun? Let's get into 3 possible overreactions. Basically what I'm going to do is, I'm sure you guys have seen this on other shows, or whether it's any of the networks on TV, any other YouTube shows as well. I'm going to look at some takes either from Twitter or online or in general, and let's find out if they are an overreaction at this point in time. So let's do that. Let's start with Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker, St. Louis Cardinals' #1 prospect, is top 5 prospect in baseball right now, crushing the baseball in spring. Jordan Walker is the next Albert Pujols. Is Jordan Walker the next Albert Pujols? That's what Cardinals fans I've seen online. That's what some beat writers have been asking. Is Jordan Walker the next machine? I mean, that is a comparison. That is quite the question and comparison. And with that, obviously the way I'm saying this, the weight, it's no one, look, I understand comparisons, like Julio Rodriguez, even with Griffey. I mean, you can probably do that comparison. Now, I did a video actually that, this time last year, so go make sure you watch that. I'll have the link to that in the description as well. Look at that. Look, Albert Pujols is one of, you could argue he is the greatest right-handed hitter ever. You can argue that. I mean, there is a huge argument that Albert Pujols can be one of the greatest hitters ever. Jordan Walker is having a great spring. I think he's going to be a great player. He's going to be great for baseball. But no one is Albert Pujols. This is the definition of an overreaction that people are already giving this comparison. Pujols he's almost, he's like the right-handed Babe Ruth to a certain extent. No, he's not a pitcher, but he's almost the right-handed, hitting from the right side Babe Ruth. No one is Albert Pujols, okay? Jordan Walker is having an unbelievable spring. Look, 417 average, 417 on base percentage, 917 slugging, one OPS over 1300, 3 homers. I mean, a couple of these homers he's hit have been out of this world, unbelievable, unreal home runs. 10 hits and 24 at bats. Obviously, that goes with the 417 average. And look, he can play third base. He can play right field and center field. We know Pujols in his rookie season played left field. I think he even played some third base at a certain point in his career. I forget. But obviously, he played a lot of first base. And then when he went to the Angels, it was a DH, and obviously it wasn't the same. But Pujols Look, Jordan Walker, incredible, and he's even a much higher draft pick than Pujols was. I think Pujols was somewhere like way later in like the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th round, somewhere around there. Jordan Walker, first round pick, a couple of years ago in the 2020 draft, and he was 21st pick, by the Cardinals. He's going to be a really good player, but let's hold off on the Albert Pujols comparisons. That's a little too high for me. So Jordan Walker in the next Albert Pujols? No. Next one, another big comparison. Anthony, and this isn't just spring training. This has been going on since he was drafted by the Yankees. And you can ask a lot of Yankees fans. They've been, dealing with this comparison for over the last year or two and whatnot. Anthony Volpe is the next Derek Jeter. Is Anthony Volpe the next? Derek Jeter's a legend. Let's be honest. You can say whatever you want about him being overrated, which maybe I'm going to kind of get into right here. Anthony Volpe, the next Derek Jeter. I'm going to say he's not, I think his peak is going to be better than Derek Jeter's. Now, Derek Jeter, incredible leader. Unbelievable leader. 5 World Series rings. Legendary hitter. But all around as a player, Anthony Volpe's peak, he's showing it here in spring training. He showed it in the minor leagues that he can be better than Derek Jeter at his peak. Look, I know Derek Jeter had the longevity, but Volpe, if you look at a lot of his minor league stats, man, I know last year he didn't really hit for average, but the year before that he did. He kind of had a drop off in overall production, but it was still good. Still had the power. Almost 50 homers over the last couple of seasons. Had 50 stolen bases last year. And I saw that I think he was first 20 homer, 50 steal minor leaguer since Andrew Jones in 1995. Look at that. Unbelievable. I mean, if that doesn't say that Volpe's going to be a good player one day, I think he's showing a lot of it in spring right now, the poise, and the fielding. Look, I mean, I look at his scouting grades and he's really an average fielder, but I mean, it doesn't look like it so far in spring. Does not look like it so far. He's been unbelievable. I think Anthony Volpe's peak will be better than Derek Jeter's peak eventually at some point. He's showing it in spring right now. I know they like Oswald Peraza too. The Yankees do. So I think that Anthony Volpe, him being the next Derek Jeter, I don't know about that, but I think his peak will be better than Derek Jeter's at some point. And the last one, Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm, and this one, if you watch my channel before and you watch me and Nick, you guys know I'm a Phillies fan. I've heard a lot about Alec Bohm this spring. A lot about Alec Bohm's going to have a breakout year. He's going to hit 25 to 30 home runs. I'm going to stick with the one I've seen a lot. And the guy's put on a lot of muscle this spring or this offseason. The one I've seen a lot is that Alec Bohm is going to have a breakout season. He's going to hit 25 home runs. That's the take here. Alec Bohm is going to hit 25 home runs this year. Over, under. What do you guys think? I'm going to say, and I've been going back and forth on this. Obviously, as a Phillies fan, I want him to. But 25 home runs. I think Alec Bohm's track record over the last couple of years, while he's been in the majors, he has been too inconsistent. I get the whole added muscle thing, and maybe that will add a couple of extra home runs, but I'm going to say off the bat, going into the regular season, I'm going to say 25 home runs. I don't think he reaches that this year. I think if you go back to his rookie season, which was in the COVID-19 shortened season, great 40 games. But after that, really, man, his career has been inconsistent. Like, even you go back to last year and the year before that, and I understand, hitters in baseball often are streaky. But Alec Bohm has been very inconsistent. I can go back to 2021 where he started off the season very bad, and then he had like a really good July. I think last year in July, he was really good too. But Alec Bohm, for me, just a little too inconsistent, and I don't trust him. Look, he has 24 homers for his career, so we're banking on him having a 25 homer season, having more than he's had his entire career. I just don't buy it yet. I can see him hitting somewhere between. I see him getting more than he did last year. I think he had 13, maybe 14 last year. 14 including the World Series last year. But I don't see him hitting more than like 17 to 18 home runs this year. And I think that's good. It's a step in the right direction. Obviously the Phillies are expecting him to, eventually. I mean, at this point that he was supposed to. I mean, this year I really think it's a maybe not a make or break year for Alec Bohm, but I mean, it might be, man. I don't know. I'm kind of in between on Bohm. I want to know from you guys though. I don't see the whole 25 home run season yet, but I hope he proves me wrong. I would love to see him prove me wrong. So, 25 home runs this season, a bit of an overreaction. So let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what you thought of each of these takes, overreactions, whether they're overreactions or not. What have you seen online, on Twitter? So let me know. Again, Alec Bohm, 25 home runs this season. Anthony Volpe, is he the next Derek Jeter? And Jordan Walker is already going to be the next Albert Pujols with the type of spring that he has had so far. I want to know from you guys. That's going to do it for me. Go make sure you check out the podcast. I'm going to have all that in the link in the description. So see you guys next time.